Nice. Welcome. Welcome to the Yawn Patrol. Good morning. Monday morning. For some reason, it looks like my Instagram didn't get going. Give me 1 second. All right, you got Justin and Kane, round one. Yeah, maybe I'll go move that. All right, Instagram's giving me a headache. Oh. I was trying to see what was going on, but I didn't have quite the angle. All right, let me see if I can get the IG up. Damn.
One for the camera, Phils. Go. You and Kate on
Real quick. 6 minutes. See you guys in 6. All right, Neon Cade. All right, looks like it's not gonna work.
This one's not gonna work.
This one. The Instagram. The
That's okay.
both the YouTubes are going, but no YouTube action.
You mean Instagram action?
Watch that.
Okay. Let's see what we got. All right. We got Neil and Caden on the mat. Neil's back from Turkey Day vacation back east. Caden's been out for a couple of weeks. Some health issues. He's back, Will.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in a while. He's getting triangles right now, but the cinch is on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm him, I'm posturing and I'm reaching back with my right elbow. If you get your right elbow past their knee line, you're going to be out. But he's
Yeah, I like the stack. He's got his hips over his head,
trying
which
to
is
control
good.
inside the triangle, which I don't like. He's going to get armbarred. Where's back east for Neil?
Oh, there we go. These guys.
That's why I don't tap people. It takes way too much energy.
Yeah, it hits a little different at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Part of me has been thinking about suiting up until I get here.
Yeah, it's just, I play a much different game in the morning. Some of these guys, though, are morning guys. It's terrifying.
I actually
Andrew.
wanted to talk to you about the Murder Cup.
Yeah, let's do it.
I thought that
It was fun.
it was fun.
I was really impressed by Jake and your guys' new little dancing on the outside, grabbing legs.
Yeah, impressed. I was like,
Kind of-
after the
it
first
was a little
round.
frustrating.
Oh, dude, it was frustrating because this is how I felt at an event when people wouldn't engage.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, the lesson I learned is, do you want to win, or do you want to do a particular set of moves?
Yeah.
And once you start winning, then you can do whatever moves you want. But it was also funny to see, like, in the gym, someone use such a heavy strategy. Because,
Yeah.
like, in the gym, you're like, no, we just roll in the gym.
Yeah. No, I definitely felt it when I had a couple other rounds with him prior to that, and I knew what he was up to. I was hoping I could sucker him into some type of sacrifice clinch where he would just fall into something. And
Yeah, no, I noticed that he was doing it and, like, really trying to stick to it in that first round. And you start giving him the Eddie Bravo, like, first line of defense when someone's
Yeah.
not doing what you want is you start shaming them.
yeah.
You know, what are you doing? what even is this?
I was taking his head a little bit.
It's for sure. I mean, it's a great one. Usually, you can usually shut someone's stuff down, right? They'll just be like,
Yeah.
all right,
If I can get him laughing.
fine, I'll just do whatever you want me to do.
Yeah, I just want to get him laughing a little bit and not take his stuff so
Nah,
seriously.
He was game facing.
But he game faced the whole time. He did a good job.
And Nick, oof, I don't know if I've ever seen Nick so upset.
I didn't see him and Jason, but I heard a little bit of the aftermath.
Well, he got Jason, and then he was upset that Jason had the opportunity to run back at him.
Ooh.
He felt like he was a little more motivated to get him than he was to get you or Jake.
That could be the case. The zombies are mean sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful for the zombies.
Well, it's definitely harder to survive when someone now has a vengeance against you.
Yeah.
And, like, the idea for the survival is to fly low.
Yeah.
And if you tap someone out, you're not flying low anymore. They want you. Yeah, if I'm Caden, I am not putting Neil on his back. Don't let him wrestle up.
It's kind of interesting. They're both really, really strong guys. Caden does work his center of gravity advantage pretty well. He's like Nick, tough to take down. See, look at that. Just
Yeah.
kind of sits Neil back.
Right, and he winds up on top.
Yeah.
I do like that they're going, and I can tell that they're going hard, but they're not, like, stalling. They're still trying to make it work. Because,
Yeah,
like, sometimes people complain about me not rolling, but I'll just... are you kidding me? All right. For a second, I thought
There
we
we
were
go.
a complete failure.
No.
Um,
Solid. Body triangle action there.
yeah, I'll just be lazy. If I'll just do a round and not do much.
Yeah.
They seem to have a high standard of if they're going to do a round, they have to do a bunch.
Yeah.
Admirable.
Yeah, some of these guys, they don't know any different because 6 a.m. is all they got. So
Right,
They
so
just
they-
come
they
in and
go-
just go.
Yeah, you don't have the
Yeah.
2-hour linger luxury. Get cold and then warm up again.
Yeah. They just go full blast and then haul ass and go to work. That's all they know.
Full blast and haul ass.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I actually, guys have been hanging out during the holidays, so we haven't had the normal ghost town in the 6 a.m. It's been pretty good. And there's our cameraman coming back.
Yeah, I see he's got
What's
the...
up, what's up?
Good to see you. Oh, just a little bit of tape. I was like...
I got the companion finger taping.
Nice.
Trying to roll figure and stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
I almost dropped the ball at
Is it the same finger?
See ya, brother.
Which one did you
Good
break?
job. Good job. That's solid work.
Pinky? Okay. He didn't break pinky, I don't think. I think he broke a ring.
Yeah, pinky. So the only thing that sucks is like sometimes like we roll under it and there's that like immediate like, is this hurt? And it's like, I don't think it does. We're okay. But who knows? Wait till Greg falls on it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's a perfect time to do it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna grab a camera.
Hell yeah. All right, let me see. Who do we have next? All right, we got Justin and Neil. Yep, we got Justin and Neil. Greg on the camera. Nice. Justin pulls. Neil's going into a headquarters style passing. All right, Justin's got an X guard. He's going to take that for a sweep. Oh, here I am. He's going Aoki, no sweep. He's going for the finish. From X guard. I'd like to see him transfer the lower body to the leg he's attacking, or switch to the other leg. Now, as he has the upper body, I would like to see, or as his upper body's working, I would like to see the legs get to better. Nice. Let me see if I can run a couple of those. One-handed Justin. All right, yeah. I'd like to see Neil put Justin on his back. As he's sitting up, he's going to make too many grips. All right, much better spot. Ooh. Good knee lever. You got to change your level here. Clear the foot off your hip. Stand up. And yeah, if I'm Justin, I'm working on configuring those legs around his leg. If I'm Neil, I'm standing on that foot, pushing it through the mat. All right, now I'm backstepping, getting hip to hip. Yeah, that's where you want to be. Fully backstep. Oh, he's got himself into a honey hole, toe hold situation. Now, if I'm Justin, I'm clearing the legs. I'm putting that foot on the mat. Looks like Neil's going for a Woj style. We're trading Aoki and Woj locks. Makes sense. All right, we're 1-1. A Woj and an Aoki. All right, buzzsaw knee slice. No control, so Justin turtles. Yeah, now you can pull through and get a chuck wrap, or yeah, Justin can reach back for the octopus back take. Pushes through to take that top twister side control. Ooh, Neil does a good job of getting that knee inside as they're scrambling. So at this point, I'm making space. Neil's guard's too close to me. I don't know that he is super flexible, but if someone is super flexible, you're in trouble here. So just start getting out. Interesting breakdance into a mounted triangle. Be sick to cinch that up. I would make a nice highlight. Ooh. If he can make that happen, nice. Way to just be floating and stay on top. Keeping that center of gravity. We're doing omoplatas this month, and it reminds me of one of my favorite moves, like this back step triangle when they roll out of the omoplata. You're just like kind of floating and collecting stuff from out. But I will be clipping that. It's a shame my rounds aren't working or my time. I'm just gonna have to scrub. Scrub, scrub, scrub. I've been seeing this strategy a lot lately. We look like we're forcing a pass position and then we fall back on a leg. I'm not mad at it. Um, we just need to make sure that when we fall back on the leg, we don't just give up top position. You got to make sure you can make that retreat before they come up or get deep in your entanglement so that you're ready to finish. Whoa. We got a pre-existing injury that we went in on. Wasted. Yeah, you got to be careful with pre-existing injuries. Um, when you're attacking somebody, it's hard to have their preferentials always ready to go. So sometimes things like extensions that you don't want to happen on a pre-existing injury might happen. And all that time building trust with your training partners, you just flush it down the toilet when you get greedy and attack that one thing that you know you shouldn't. But what are you going to do? That might be it for us today. We had a handful of guys for the training. We didn't have a lot of them roll. Congratulations to Andrew. Andrew got a purple belt this morning. Maybe we'll get to see that on Wednesday or Friday. Yeah, we got Tony's round last week. Maybe we can get Tony and Andrew together. See some of these daytime purple belts getting work. We had one of our night purple belts take home the Murder Cup on Thursday for Thanksgiving. We're getting some of these larger gentlemen in the purple and brown. It's going to make it harder for the small people to win the Murder Cup. Once these big guys get trained, sorry. As a small person myself, it's not fun when they learn. The best you can hope is that they get tired of beating us up and quit. I got Greg warming up. Looks like he might be trying to get one. And I know they forced Neil into an extra round that he didn't even have time for. And now they hurl him. Get your busted arm busted even more. Thanks, guys. Man, if I had my replay set up, I could like entertain. But I should get my replays by Wednesday. We'll see. All right, I got a bell up. My rounds aren't responding like they were. All right, let me see if I can add another camera here. All right, the double angle of Greg and Justin. Let me see if I can get us a better angle. We got underhooks and a lockdown. This is Greg 101. Yeah. Justin looks like he's going to try to sit that shin across his stomach and turn into like a twister pass thing. So a big Scott lockdown defense. If I'm here, I'm looking just to free that foot. If I'm Justin, I'm curling my right leg, bringing my heel to my own butt, bending that leg as much as possible to get tension off of the foot. You get the tension off of the foot. Yeah, there's no tension on the foot now. He's going to pass. He looks to back step into honey hole, and Greg catches him in full guard. That's another common sequence you'll see. Stand right up. Start framing his hips down, framing his arms down, framing his chest down. Make space, stand up. I'm going to try to convince them to not go for upper body attacks and go for lower body attacks. And either stuff it when they switch from upper body to lower body, run, or counter. You're going to have options. But you'll notice they're going to go from head grips to ankle grips if you can make enough space. So now Greg is going to go from attacking that upper body to the lower. Just give it a second. Be patient. Unless he got a triangle. But if I'm Justin, once you get that hip height, you got to get the head height to follow. Can't let him control your head. The whole reason to stand up is to make distance between your head and their head. Nice. Greg went for the move of the day. Didn't get it. It was a nice pancake pass. I did a little pancake pass. You know, if you can get that knee over the midline and starfish out over it, boom, pass. All right, now if I'm Justin, I'm going to go watch Jake not going Greg's guard over and over on Thursday. When you're standing on his feet, you're in his guard. You don't want his feet touching you. Nice little slap to the dome. All right, now circle here. Go left, go right, circle, circle, circle. Yeah, you're standing right in front of somebody. You're in their target zone. You're in their Q zone. Big fat head out of here. Drop down. Bam. All right, we got a Z-guard situation. Greg's doing a good job of walking those hips so they're flat on their back. And Justin does a little scoot, make sure that does not happen. All right, Greg was able to get Justin back flat to the mat, their chest to chest. He's got a half guard, but he doesn't have a lockdown. And you can do some clenching with just your knees, but you're not going to hold them for very long if you don't get the full leg with the lace. All right, we got a 3/4 mount situation here. It looks like we have a gift wrap up top. Chair sit back take. Oh, nice. Just want it belly down to get there early, just as the round ended. Not bad for a guy at one hand.
The second you grab that hand, I'm like, I gotta fucking stay flat. That's my fault. What's your thought? Which one?
We're doing a little injured guy talk. Talking about conceding position if you have like an injury. Because Justin's hand is so jacked, Greg can just threaten stuff on it, and then he just has to concede the position, try something else. You know, training injured is a choice. I'm not saying do it or not do it. You guys are adults, you can make your own choices. But if you do it, you're going to get pushed into territories you're not familiar with. You're going to have to do different stuff. If you weren't injured, you would do the same stuff. Since you're injured, you have to do different stuff. When you do different stuff, you find different reactions, things that you assumed people would do, or maybe, you know, what's the point of doing something wrong if you know how to do it right? Well, if you're hurt, the point is you can't do it right. But then when you do something wrong, you're like, oh, wow, maybe that wasn't wrong. It just gets mixed results. And mixed results are better than no results. I have a feeling that we're probably done.
And you're saying that you're doing a good job. You're like reading my.
We only had a couple of guys here. I want to say we had about eight or nine for instruction. So if you're looking for some 6 a.m. rolling, or I should say some 6 a.m. Jiu-Jitsu practice, 1540 East Main, you can get some instruction. And then if you're inclined to roll, we do roll from 7 to 8 when we have the bodies. If you would like to be one of those bodies, we would like to have you. I should have my external hard drive soon, and then I'll be able to run clips. I've been designing a bunch of fun tap screens. Shout out to Marios and Molly. Respectively, their birthdays were yesterday and the day before yesterday. Shout out to my mom. Her birthday's tomorrow. Big couple of days for the Dempsey squad. Yeah, now they're breaking Neil's balls for also rolling injured and then letting his injured arm get armbarred. Yeah, there you go. You can see Greg ranting at him right now.
Look at Justin looking so concerned, as like he's not the guy that did the armbar. Again, man, you gotta protect yourself. Can't let me fuck your ass up. Jiu-jitsu's complicated, guys. Sorry about the swear word. Shouldn't have done that. I need to get me a little beep button.
Oh, wow. I was wrong. They're doing another round.
Neil, have a good one, buddy.
Thanks, you too.
No, I think I'm gonna. Maybe I'll zoom in on these fools. Yeah, let me hold around. They're making Warren jokes. Have you seen Something About Mary? Matt Dillon, Cameron Diaz, Ben Stiller. Yeah, I like Justin scooting Greg. You get into their reverse de la Hiva, and then you walk them back, their back flat. He did that beautifully. Greg's able to get his angle back right as he was looking to hit his hip switch.
I like where his head's at, though. He's doing the right stuff.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, he has his passes that he wants, and he's trying to execute them. That's all I'm worried about. Dude, the one-handed bandit gang for sure. Instagram's tripping, dog. Instagram was tripping. The vertical YouTube is going, but what are you gonna do?
All right, Greg's got his elevators. Yeah, it looks like he's doing some off balances to make light legs, just to get into them legs. If you know someone just wants your legs and they don't want to sweep and they don't want to come up into top position, you got more options. That's why it's always good to just make sure you take your sweeps. If you don't take your sweeps, they'll notice that you don't take your sweeps. And then it'll just linger and dingle dangle. Hey, now you gotta stay on top. Take your sweep. Now you gotta get into your passing sequences. Don't just like get in the flow. What do you want to do? Reset. Put this guard player on their back. Get their spine flat on the mat. Unless you're setting them up for a step-in triangle from seated guard, or you want their back exposed so you can roll. You know, you want to get your arm behind their head. You need back exposure for that kind of stuff. Look, he was almost went for a roll. We got a little talking. Justin knows what Greg wants. I'm assuming he wants
a 5-0 sweep. He's going to try to collect Justin's right arm and put it behind his back. Justin's hip to it, so we'll see if Greg is able to execute. Once you get that arm behind the back, I have a few ways to get it out, get it back.
Particularly Justin's left hand. You want to put your thumb in the elbow ditch of
That guy behind your back and push and pull. All right, Greg comes up on top. Like I said, you got to take those sweeps when they're available. Justin doing a good job getting his shoulders in front of his hips in a seated guard. Greg's got to push him. Got to be diligent at his. You got to seat the guy that you're playing against. You can't just have them running around on your ass. All right, so Greg has an angle. Don't like that. I'm going to put his knees at the ceiling or away from me. If their knees are at you, you're messing up by continuing to go into that. You got to get that stuff away from you. If you continue to go in, he gets a wrap. And now you're like, why am I being wrapped up? Because you went in. Avoid the guard. Walk around it. Don't let him get grips that you can de-grip.
Don't let him get grips. And I'm saying this stuff for a reason. If you want to
Practice de-gripping and practice getting subbed in somebody's guard, by all means go in their guard. If you want to practice winning, don't go in their guard. It's a losing proposition. If you want to be the dude that can survive in everybody's guard, go in all the guards. Lose until you can't. But that's not how you win. That's how you become unkillable. It's a skill to cultivate. You should just know what you're trying to cultivate, why you're cultivating stuff.
If you think you're picking apples and you're picking crab apples, you're not doing yourself any favors. Just made that up, so if it sucked, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about apples.
I like coming into. I get some after 10 minutes. They ignore the fact that I'm here yapping, and I get to see, their learning process, the coaching student process. I imagine this is exactly what it's like if I'm not here. Minus more people. I think a couple people roll out when I show up. I don't take it personal. I think it's more about the cameras than it is about me per se. But if I wasn't here, I imagine that Greg would be breaking down the rounds with the guys he just trained with. Would be interesting if we could do a film day where we watch the rounds back with the guys. Talk about the mistakes they're making. Ask them how they feel about that. That might have to be the next show. Watching your rounds back with your coach. Making you defend your decisions. Could be interesting. Even if I don't air it, it would be good help for me to just sit down with some of these dudes and go over what we went on. lot of what do I want to call this? It's like some war room breakdown stuff.
You're good on your back because you scramble, you get up, you sleep pretty well. You're hard to.
General game assessment / encouragement, critique. Part of the coach student development. Hash out all the ideas and thoughts that you had post training. You're when you're rolling, you're processing some information, but not all of the information.
So post rolling, talking to somebody you're training with who also is processing,
Helps the picture. I don't know what the actual frame rate that happens in your mind is during a roll, but if you're usually taking in 30 frames per second, when you roll, you're taking in about 3,000 frames per second. So you don't get to process it all. So doing a little mat debrief with your training partner or your coach can help pick up some of those dropped frames where you're like, I think I saw something. Did I see it? For sure you saw it. And for sure there's a bunch of stuff you didn't see because, dropped frames. Things were moving too quick. You gotta get your brain tuned for it. All right, I feel like we're done.
I don't think they're going to join me in the booth today.